Thank you, Alistair. Good morning, everyone. And as Alistair says, I'm Graeme Ruff. I'm the Project Manager for the Young STEM Leader Programme here at SSERC. Quick bit of background about me. I took up post at SSERC at the start of March this year. Prior to that, I had been at Wallace High School in Stirling for 11 years. The last 5 of those, I was the head of science. I'm a physics teacher. And prior to that, I was a mechanical services engineer. I'm going to take a very short bit of your time today to explain the YSL programme, the progress of the programme, and then invite you to follow up this presentation by hopefully visiting us at our stand later on. The Young STEM Leader programme was originally devised in the Scottish Government's STEM Strategy for Education and Training in 2017, a document that I'm sure you're all hugely familiar with. You'll find details of the programme under Section 8 of the strategy, appropriately titled Inspiration. And in the words of the strategy, the programme aims to stimulate and strengthen the development of peer mentoring and inspiration in STEM for children and young people by children and young people. So the Young STEM Leader programme is a Scottish Government funded project. It's led by SSERC and it's also in partnership with a wide range of the many high profile organisations in Scottish STEM learning and provision, and we are grateful to them for their ongoing support that they offer us. From science centres and festivals through to youth organisations, Education Scotland, and of course the 3 STEM ambassador hubs that we have here in Scotland. And incidentally, it's important here to point out that I personally see the Young STEM Leader programme as a really new and innovative opportunity for people to actually engage with their STEM ambassador and STEM ambassador hub provision as well. The Young STEM Leader is actually very difficult to define, but in a good way. It's free from any preset context that a lot of existing STEM provision has. There's nothing wrong with a preset context. I'm just making the point that Young STEM Leader doesn't have this in a very good way. Leaving the strategy aside for a moment, in my own words, the Young STEM Leader programme is a way of empowering and mobilising young people to create and deliver STEM activities, events and interactions in any context in their school, community or youth group. The images here are showing the undoubted benefit that the programme is already having in its pilot year. We use the strapline activities, events and interactions, and that's to outline that we are not creating stage show performers here. We are creating a leadership opportunity for all of Scotland's young people to become positive role models in STEM, and ideally in the process engaging and inspiring others in STEM via, and I emphasise the point, the limitless context of STEM. The programme is offered at CFE 2nd, 3rd and 4th levels, and on successful completion of credit rating and approval processes, it will be available as a formal award at SEQF levels 4, 5 and 6. Indeed, the timing is very nice. I'm delighted to actually say that just yesterday we completed the credit rating process, and the YSL 6, as we are now calling it, is now spending its first day on the Scottish Credit Qualifications Framework today. Another big milestone achieved for the team. As mentioned, young people plan and deliver inspiring STEM engagements for participants. From one-to-one support through to large-scale STEM events, the context, again, chosen by them. Typical and traditional science is of course welcome, but so are the unusual, off-piste, weird and wonderful examples of STEM. Everything in this world is linked to STEM one way or another, so young people simply cannot choose wrong. Far too many young people in Scotland do not see a route into STEM, and it's because we are not showing them it. They don't see STEM as for them, and that needs to change. And by widening the context of STEM through this programme, we aim to show that STEM reaches into everyone and everything. We, or rather the young STEM leaders themselves, will hopefully open eyes and minds by taking part in this programme. Anecdotally, ask an apprentice welder or a 4th year undergrad physics student if they are involved in STEM. The answer is of course yes, they are both heavily immersed in it. But is that the answer that you would get? Stereotypes, misconceptions and outdated views, and perhaps elitism in STEM all need to go. And YSLs are hopefully going to be these advocates of positive change. Incidentally, back in 1996, I was that apprentice welder, and in 2005, I was the 4th year undergrad physics student. Hashtag no wrong path. We are building a curricular framework for YSLs, and in the process we're engaging with young people and, dare I say it, not so young people for their voice, thoughts and recommendations. The images here are of our youth steering group and of our working group, many of whom are in the room today. These groups are crucial to help us develop and offer a programme that is relevant, appealing and meets the expectations of all stakeholders involved in the programme. The Young STEM Leader programme must not just be another thing for a centre to do. So we are working hard to ensure that schools are aware that this will easily align to the existing STEM provision that's out there. The many brilliant cases of existing STEM provision, alive and well, that's out there in our schools and community groups. We're also working really hard to align YSL to the existing national initiatives and awards that are out there too. And testament to that hard work, doing the YSL at SCQF Level 6 can automatically get you your Queen's badge if you're in the Boys Brigade. It will also satisfy the skills and the volunteering sections of your Gold or Silver Duke of Edinburgh Award. If you're taking part in the EDT's brilliant Engineering Education Scheme programme, you automatically are a Young STEM Leader, and there's more alignment on the way. Our pilot is progressing with outstanding engagement and positivity, and we're delighted to have Vary Taylor of Stuarton Academy. Vary's over there, give us a wave, Vary. Thank you. One of our pilot centres. And Vary will be on the stand with us today to answer any questions from a pilot centre's point of view. I'm actually piloting the award myself with a group of volunteers on a Saturday morning at the City of Glasgow College. My advice, timetable it. Get them under your wing and have that checkpoint with them at least for 1 hour a week. And indeed, over the last few weeks, we are hearing a lot of our high school pilot centres are now timetabling it. Linlithgow Academy only yesterday asking my advice on which columns it should fall under. My advice was not just the science column, please. Dunfermline Secondary already in their senior course options for the new academic year as well, with hopefully many more schools making that brilliant decision. In the pilot, we have 72 centres in Scotland taking part, with balance achieved geographically and across both developed levels, the CFE second and the SCQF level 6, or as we are calling it, YSL 2 and YSL 6. We've got 36 secondary schools and 28 primary schools involved, with 8 community and youth groups as well, and we have 84 trained tutor assessors all out there delivering the programme in their respective centres. So, next steps. In January and February 2020, we will be running our YSL information sessions, which will be a range of face-to-face across the country and also an online provision. That's the next step for anyone who's interested in their centre becoming a delivering centre. Whilst we will continue, of course, to support our brilliant pilot centres, we will also develop the remaining levels of the programme, ready for a full national launch in the next academic year, scaling up the Young STEM Leader programme from a pilot to a full national offering. So if you're interested in learning more about the YSL programme, or if you'd like to offer it in your centre in the coming year, please engage with us either digitally or by coming to see us at our stand today. Myself, my colleague Kerry Haynes, where's Kerry? Kerry, and of course Vary Taylor from Stuarton will be delighted to speak to you. I'm going to leave you with Macy and Sophie, primary 6 pupils of Dunfermline Primary in Glasgow's East End, and as a Cambuslang boy, a lovely part of the world. Sophie wants to be a photographer or a vet. Not much difference there. If she becomes a vet, she'll stay as a photographer, but just as a hobby. She likes maths and technology, and she loves how maths and technology come together through photography, because you've got to get your angles and your light right, apparently. Macy is inspired by her dad, because her dad fixes trucks for a living, and that's why she's interested in STEM. She likes computers, although not really for STEM reasons. So there's an argument to be had there, Macy. She uses she uses computers to write articles and scripts, but also for a wee bit of gaming when she's got free time. Why have I introduced you to Sophie and Macy? Because they are the first ever Young STEM leaders in Scotland to complete the programme. And when I was with them a couple of weeks ago, they were horrified when I said, just think when you're my age, when you're 21, and you've got kids. They were even more horrified about that thought. I said, you get to tell who are doing the Young STEM Leader programme that you guys were the first ever Young STEM leaders in Scotland. That brought a smile after the horrifying thought of kids and all the other things that might bring. Thank you very much for your time this morning.